the Romans. We know their great and impressive art. We know their laws and their writings, their literature. This is a manuscript, the beginning of the Aeneid, Arma virumque cano. Okay, we know they're great figures too. Okay, we know they're orators. This is Marcus Tullius Cicero Naso, which is not shown in the picture here from this angle. We know their poetry, Virgil. Okay, and we know their scientists, Pliny, in this case Pliny the Younger, who plays some part in the story of Pompeii. We know their monumental architecture, their feats of engineering, and we start seeing it right here especially. That dome at the time was the largest in the world and would not have been stable had these fellows not known to lighten the load of their cement by putting in crushed lava flow, much lighter than the usual stone. But the Pantheon, a great work of art, as well as a feat of engineering. The same could be said for the Pont de Garde, which still stands today, another great feat of engineering. Their roads connected the Roman Empire, and where horse and buggy traffic is the rule, they still are used. We're very familiar with their pattern of conquest and the enlargement of that great empire. But we need to look in the Bay of Naples for something rather important, and that is, who were these people? Because what we've looked at is the product of the work and dreams of the upper 2 to 5% of the population. Ancient history is best done from the standpoint of people, because it is people who make the history. Well, who were these Romans? Yeah. As I said, we have to get outside Rome to these places here, and look at especially what is left to us in Pompeii and Herculaneum. Two of them we can name. Well, one of them we can name because the wife of Terentius Neo is without a name at this point. They had a house in Pompeii, and they were wealthy enough to commission this portrait. However, the name of the man tells us that he's a freed slave. We know, too, from the contents of the house that he was a baker. But there he and his wife are looking at us today, bearing in their hands what? He has a scroll which says to the viewer, I can read. She has a tablet inside that framework there. It opens, we can see toward us the side that opens up. There are wax tablets inside there, and she's saying to us, I can calculate, I can read and write. Okay, because of what goes on that wax tablet. Up and coming people. And it is from Pompeii and Herculaneum that we learn most about people like ourselves who work daily for a living and are not the upper 2% of the population. Many of the people in in Pompeii and Herculaneum lived in luxurious villas, such as this one that has been restored there. We will look at those because there were people in there who had more mundane occupations. The people who ran their kitchens in these villas with pots and pans that we are fairly likely to recognize. Not everybody, however, could afford to have a kitchen within their home, and those people ate out a lot. We'll look at some of these places where takeout was the rule. Yeah, it's not new. Okay. We'll also look at the way the upper classes decorated their homes. They didn't have wallpaper. Here's the forerunner of wallpaper. They had frescoes. Frescoes which were the highest point of art until the Renaissance. This process that they used in painting these frescoes was very ticklish. The painter had to work very close with the man putting up the plaster. 5? Okay, and putting up the plaster because he painted on a wet surface. That doesn't happen again until the Renaissance. Perspective is starting to come in with them, but before I get the axe. Thank you. Okay.